Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south, more specifically Blue Ridge, Georgia. Even more specifically than that, I'm in front of the Expedition Bigfoot Outpost Museum and Trading Company. Now, a couple years ago, I went to Expedition Bigfoot, which is a Bigfoot museum about 4 miles from here, and right when it opened, and it was super cool. And they've actually expanded since then. Also, really awesome to see these museums like this expand. They opened up a second location here, downtown Blue Ridge, Georgia, which, by the way, just an adorable little downtown area here. So we're gonna head inside and try to check out the new outpost.
And that's a real sample, soil sample from the crash site.
Okay.
So people can see.
There's
you can tell people, but they have to see it to understand it. That's a real piece of trinite. That's from the original.
Oh, from the Trinity site?
Yes. That was donated by a physicist that worked on it.
Oh, wow.
He's retired, obviously, very old, and he said, my family isn't interested in this stuff. And he said, would you display it? I was like, yeah.
Don't have to ask twice.
Because there's a correlation. There's the correlation most people don't know is that our super high-powered radar units, and this all came from Colonel Philip Corso, the original, our extremely high-powered portable radar units were interfering with the navigation system. And that's why all those crashes were happening out there.
Really?
It wasn't an accident. It was an accident, but it wasn't like it
wasn't random. Yeah.
Right, it wasn't random, and that's why these things were crashing. Because we used to use it to scan our skies before they did any tests on those things, and they were knocking these things out of the sky.
It's an original cast from Clayton, Georgia.
Yeah.
So who is the Dogman? I don't know if I've heard of that one.
So the Dogman is, people have been talking about it for a long time, but it's been kind of pushed aside. It's a Bigfoot-like creature, except it really more resembles a werewolf.
In what area?
Primarily Wisconsin and Michigan.
Oh, wow.
But, we took a report from Pennsylvania. A guy saw it with his brother standing across the road and stood there and just sneered at it. And almost everybody that sees one says that it looked like it wanted to kill him. It's not a friendly, a lot of the Bigfoot counters are
aggressive.
Like it looked at me and I knew it wasn't going to hurt me. When people see these, they go, this thing looked like it wanted to kill me. It's such a cool story behind the Van Meter visitor because they didn't get the information from the newspaper. It came from the actual town journals. It's in the town journals. And the people that ran the town put in the newspaper, don't come here until we figure out what these things are.
Like they were actually worried?
Yes.
So it looks almost like a pterodactyl.
Exactly what it reminds me of, yeah. Except it had this thing, this appendage on its head, almost like an anglerfish, that it could light up, and it would shine. It could actually light that area up in front of it.
Huh.
One of the witnesses that saw it on top of a telephone pole, and they said when it came down like a parrot. It would steady itself with its beak as it climbed down the telephone pole back.
That's really creepy.
Yeah, it is.
And so this is...
Those are bricks from the original building that was standing right back there.
This will be this building here.
Yeah. The townspeople gathered dynamite and imploded the mouth of the cave where these two were coming out, and those are rocks from the
so
cave.
They trapped it in a cave and blew it up?
Yeah,
Has anyone been in there or excavated it?
It was an abandoned coal mine, and when they... Probably because it was either unstable or out of coal. So when they imploded it, nobody in the right mind's going to go in there. It's not worth dying for.
Oh, wow. So there could be remains in there. That's crazy. Here's a footprint from the Van Meter monster. This is something I need to do more research in. That is fascinating.
Back of its head and everything.
Here's a pterodactyl skull.
That was 5-6 years ago.
I think I've seen this photo before. Where is that?
So that's a real photo. That photo was authenticated by the University of California, Berkeley, and all they could tell you is that that original negative really is over 100 years old, and they zoomed in on the Civil War soldiers, and they came to the conclusion those are actual real Civil War soldiers by measuring their little musket things and all the uniforms. They know what the real uniforms look like, but of course they can't say that's a real pterodactyl.
They're going to say that the photo's real.
Right. But I don't know how these Civil War soldiers had time in the middle of the war to
yeah, to make a big fake pterodactyl.
There's tons of stories and newspaper accounts in the late 1800s of soldiers and cowboys shooting them down.
Wow.
It's very unusual. Why would somebody go through the trouble of creating a hoax photo so close to the original? So when people saw it, would say, "I saw that one with the Civil War. Oh, that one's a hoax."
So when was the hoax one taken?
It was made like in 2003 or 2004, I think. But they think it was made for a TV special. But why would you make it so close? So that it's easy to confuse the two. But this one, in my honest opinion, and that one are real. Those are real photographs. The fellow shot him down.
That is nuts.
So is that one up there. You can see the tail.
Oh, wow. So here's a exhibit on giants. It's a giant mummified finger discovered in 1988 by an Egyptian grave robber. Oh my gosh. Look at that. It's got a fingernail on it. That is wild. It's the controversial elongated Peruvian skulls. And then we have some ancient alien sculptures. It looks like a rocket ship with a snake in it. A spaceman. Enochian Sumerian deity statues. Look kind of like reptilians. Oh, yep. Reptilians. Some sea monster paraphernalia. We got genuine Loch Ness water. There's Nessie. Some Sasquatch toys. We got some fuzzy aliens. Some Bigfoot sightings in Tennessee. Looks like we got some along the border there in our mountains. Check out that replica right there. That's pretty amazing. Here's the Kentucky Bigfoot sightings, and then over here in this little area we have Dogman sightings, those pink dots. Here's some Bigfoot ornaments. And up there, that's we got Mothman, our buddy. So I was talking to David in there on why he had expanded into a second location, and he said the primary goal was to go past Bigfoot, to do some looking at the other mysterious creatures. I learned some interesting things in there that I'd not actually heard of before. The prevalence of pterodactyl sightings, the dogmen, very interesting stuff that are you know, besides Bigfoot. He also said he's working on a third museum to open in southern Florida regarding all things skunk ape, which of course the skunk ape is one of the most prevalently seen ape-like creatures in the United States. And right now I'm gonna go head over to the original museum. He said that he's done quite a bit of work and expanded quite a bit, so we're gonna go check that out. Here we are at the original museum, the Expedition Sasquatch Research and Reporting Center. Yeah, look at that. Coming to Central Florida, late 2019, Expedition Bigfoot, Florida Skunk Ape Research Museum. And let me just point out, I adore their logo. The Abominable Snowman. Got the Abominable Snowman right there, also known as the Yeti. Some foot casts. And look at this. A Yeti hand. It says a Pangochi hand. And says, shows human DNA, but obviously way too large to be a human hand. And apparently this is kept at 19.6 degrees Celsius. What is this? A Yeti scalp? That is insane. It says the Bangbachi finger bone was smuggled out of Nepal by hiding the finger bone in actor Jimmy Stewart's wife's lingerie bag. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look, there's a finger in her little nightie bag there. This is the bathroom area, of course, but interesting, they put a lot of the names that we get for different Sasquatch or Sasquatch-like creatures. You see the Mogollon monster in Arizona, Devil monkey, Georgia, I like that. The white thang in Alabama. Do they have a white Bigfoot there? Hill monkey, grassman, mountain devils, Opie, big muddy monster, Honey Island swamp monster, the folk monster, and Momo in Missouri, the Boojum in North Carolina. The Boojum's interesting. I'd love to delve more into the Boojum. Almost like kind of like a Sasquatch, but also like almost like a mountain troll that collects gems. Very interesting stuff. Of course, an impressive collection of different casts from Bigfoot feet. That's a Bigfoot hand in 1986. That is really big. It's a Bigfoot mask right there, and a lot of Bigfoot hunting equipment. This is a Bigfoot hunter's gift basket. I guess things that they would give to Bigfoot to encourage him to come out of this. They're things he likes. It says peanut butter, chocolate, candy bars, almonds, apples, honey buns, and honey. Wonder if he likes like the stuffed animals. That's interesting. Of course, this museum is home to the only known Bigfoot butt imprint. Some little squirrels down there. And up here we got a very large ape man. This scene depicts a Sasquatch attack at Ape Canyon, Washington, an oddly appropriate name. You can see the eyes, the glowing eyes right there. And then the Sasquatch trying to burst in through the door. And then here's the actual gun that was used to fight off the Sasquatch. Some purported Sasquatch hair. Wonder any testing's been done on that. We have like a Native American Sasquatch suit. It's fascinating. We are in the Expedition Sasquatch Theater where they play different documentaries on Sasquatch. But if you look up here, this little Easter egg, there's a possum eating peaches.
Many as long as 2 feet by 8 inches wide.
Oh my gosh, this is the remains of a dog pen in Folk, Arkansas in 2017. Apparently was viciously attacked, and all the dogs inside were killed by, I guess, the Folk monster, also known as the Boggy Creek monster. This is a new addition. The museum. It's like a speaking area where they can give presentations or lectures. So it looks like they got a little functioning Bigfoot lab in here. Yeah, it says it's a working research lab, so don't put your hands all over it. Oh, wow. Look at these figures right here. This looks like some of the things that were on display at the other museum. The elongated skull, the giant humans, and looks like there's a map showing hot spots of missing hikers. Some Sasquatch hunting materials, and then some Sasquatch lab materials. I see there's a piece of hair right there. This is a 36-inch long Sasquatch turd. This is interesting. Tree twisting. Apparently Sasquatch will mark their territories by twisting trees, that is something the Native Americans did as well. It says that the items in this case were given by a Bigfoot in Carroll County, Georgia. Apparently there was a spot where the people would leave food and items for the Sasquatch, and the Sasquatch would leave different things in exchange, like some old tweezers, a magnet, a mushroom, pieces of bones, small tube of aftershave. Oh, look, a little heart-shaped rock. That's kind of cute. Oh wow, the ultimate showdown. Bear versus Sasquatch. This is absolutely insane. This is a helicopter crash in Dahlonega, Georgia. It was a military helicopter, and they sent the local military police to check on the wreckage. The pilot had been killed and burned, and when they found the wreck, there was 3 Sasquatches taking the charred remains of the pilot. And of course the military opened fire on the Sasquatches, but they got away. Here's some pieces of the helicopter crash. Information on the Skunk Ape. Of a rifle, or a tranquilizer rifle, used to hunt the Skunk Ape. Some of the documented sites that are in this kind of immediate area, the Chattahoochee National Forest. This is where the that military helicopter crash was with the 3 Sasquatches, and there was 2 white Bigfoot. I don't know if they're albinos. Very cool new exhibits and just a ton of information. It's kind of a working museum in the fact that it's they work on evidence-based Sasquatch research, and just a lot of cool little bits and pieces in there. I definitely want to go on a Sasquatch hunt sometime. I think that's definitely on my to-do list. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Please check my interactive map down in the description. You can see where I've been, and you can make suggestions on where I need to go. If you'd like to support the channel, consider buying a t-shirt. And also, if you'd like to support me on Patreon, a $3 donation will get you a postcard once a month. But for now, this one's in the bag.